Hello and welcome to the WhyKnox podcast brought to you by Visit Knoxville. My name is Jody Collins of Feral Giant and I'll be your host on this journey. What we'll be doing is interviewing different folks around Knoxville that make Knoxville the great place it is to live. We'll have staples that you see around town all the time, but we'll also have some lesser known folks, people behind the scenes that make this a great city. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you'd like to share the podcast on social media, be sure to tag us at Visit Knoxville and use the hashtag WhyKnox. Without much further ado, here's the episode.
My name is Dale Mackey. I am the co-owner of the Central Collective and the owner of Dale's Fried Pies.
And my name is Shawn Poynter. I'm also the other co-owner of the Central Collective and owner of Poynter Photo Co.
That would be weird if there was a different co-owner.
It would be weird.
Like Dale would be like, I got to tell you something, Shawn.
Silent partner.
Sorry, guys. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
And I'm from Cave City, Kentucky, home of Mammoth Cave National Park, the longest cave in the world. Trademark.
This is a Visit Knoxville podcast, not a Visit Cave City, Kentucky podcast.
Co-opted.
What brought you here?
I was dating this guy named Shawn Poynter, who's sitting right here. And I was actually planning on moving back home to Chicago, but he had just bought a house here. So I decided, well, I'll apply for a job in Knoxville as well. If I get it, I'll move here for like a year and then convince him to move back to Chicago with me. But after about 6 months in Knoxville, I realized that the weather was great and the people were great. And I decided I did not want to leave.
And you?
Yes. Well, I moved to Knoxville in 2006 because I was dating a lady, not sitting beside me right now, and we had a lot of friends.
Now I understand why you're no longer the co-owner of the Central Collective.
Yeah, it's my tact. We had a lot of friends in Knoxville. We'd been coming to Knoxville for a few years before that. We loved it, and so we were looking for a place to move, and we just thought, well, Knoxville makes sense because of our community and how it wasn't awesome then necessarily, but it was like becoming awesome.
Right.
And this is like 2002. We started coming here to visit, just hang out for weekends. Anyway, moved here, and then that fell apart, and I met Dale, and we got in love, and we got married.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah,
okay.
we fell in love, and we started dating, and we got married, and then we just, I suckered her into moving to Knoxville.
Oh my God! So you moved here in 2002?
No, 06 for me.
Oh, 06.
We started visiting here in 02.
Started visiting in 02, and then Dale.
I moved here in 2008.
2008. Okay. What do your parents do for a living?
My mom is a retired psychologist, clinical psychologist, and my dad, he teaches online courses about business.
Okay.
I think.
That's like is he a drug dealer? Like,
is he a CIA operative?
That's what he tells me.
Well, don't look too far into that because the less you know, the better. Legally.
Yeah.
My parents are both retired. My dad worked at a grocery store for 35 years, probably 40 years. And my mom owned a beauty salon in our hometown.
Nice. And what did you do before this?
Well, I worked kind of in public media at different nonprofit organizations.
Okay. And I worked for a nonprofit. We did rural advocacy work nationwide.
Look at you all. You all are so fancy. So what got you into fried pies?
It started as a total fun side gig. I just had always been really into cooking and baking and wanted... I'd always been interested in being a small business owner too. So I just started while I still had a full-time job doing it on the side at the Market Square Farmers Markets and some other markets and festivals around town. And then through that, it just sort of started naturally growing and taking over until it became my whole life.
And what got you into, Shawn, what got you into photography?
Well, I was a photojournalism major in college. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I've been freelancing and working for, different clients for 20 years now. But for a long time, I was working for a nonprofit, as I said earlier. And it wasn't until 2018 that I decided to go back to freelancing full time and working out of the studio here at the Collective.
Whoever helped talk you into that's a big dumb idiot, I think. And what made you all decide to start the Central Collective?
essentially we each needed space for our individual businesses. I needed my own kitchen to make pies. And as Shawn was thinking about going full-time into photo stuff, he needed a studio. So it started as simple as that.
Yeah.
But we've also always had all these other crazy ideas of things we wanted to do, like art shows and pop-up dinners.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
An art show? Who's heard of this? The like.
Just a space to do all of the fun things we think about.
Weird whimsy.
Yeah.
At this point, there's a pause where Dale smacks Shawn.
I don't believe in violence. But yeah, and we realized also once we renovated this space that it was a great place to have parties. So then the private event piece of it came in as well.
And
that's all accurate, by the way.
Checks out. What made you choose this location? So where this location is, for people who don't know, is the Central Avenue Business District, kind of, and you all were here a little bit before it started booming.
Yeah, we're about a block from Magpies. That's what everyone knows where Magpies is.
There you go.
So we're a block up north of Magpies.
And what made you all choose this location?
It was affordable at the time. It was really kind of a derelict building, and it was, a place we could actually buy. And we bought it affordably. It was the renovation was different, I guess, but we didn't know that then. We were dumb, so we had no idea. Oh, we were ignorant. We weren't dumb, but we were ignorant. So we bought it pretty cheap, and then spent a lot of money to fix it up. Yeah, that's it, really.
We also live a mile away.
Proximity and cost.
Awesome.
Okay.
Initial cost.
How long ago was it fixed up and finished?
So we purchased the building in 2013, and then we opened for business in 2015.
Okay.
So about 2 years.
Thanks. Thanks for the math update, Shawn. Now Dale is going to smack Shawn. Since then, tell me more about the Central, what all have you done here, or what are some of the events, or what's your favorite thing that you do here?
Well, my favorite thing we do here is called Good Sport Night. Basically, it's a monthly mystery event where people buy tickets to an event and show up, usually at the Central Collective, but sometimes off-site, and they don't know what they're doing. We've done everything from pottery making to swing dance classes to a miniature horse petting zoo. We rented a yacht and went down the Tennessee River.
Did an aerial thing on silks.
Aerial silks. Really, it's a great thing for people who are new to the city because it exposes you to a lot of different stuff that's going on and interesting people who are kind of up for anything. But I think it's also great if you could have lived here for 20 years and you might still be able to do something you've never done before.
Yeah. And what are some of the other things that you mentioned, like pop-up dinners, or go ahead, Shawn?
Well, I was going to say the Good Sport Night, the wedding we had was pretty cool. There was a surprise. Did you already say wedding?
Mm-mm.
There was a surprise wedding where no one knew. People getting married knew, but they were getting married. But the rest of the audience had no idea, and we filled the bridal parties from the guest list or from the Good Sport list, and it was great. That was pretty fun.
I can't remember if it was you that chose me to be the ring bearer.
Yeah, I did that. I rigged it.
It's still, oh my
pretty
God.
great.
So what are some of the other things? Like you mentioned pop-up dinners, like you do First Friday?
We do First Fridays sometimes, and we do art shows that aren't necessarily just on First Fridays. Pop-up dinners. We do, different workshops. There are other groups that will use the space. So we have a bi-weekly live drawing class where they do figure drawing in the space. We're really open to collaborating with people who are looking for space. If it's something that is, kind of cool and interesting.
And people can rent it, even not outside the collaboration.
Absolutely. So we also have, plenty of private parties here, but we'll have people who will rent the space for a specific show that they want to do, and stuff like that. So
and also kitchen rental too.
Yeah, and we have a commercial kitchen, so we do have some food trucks and small businesses working out of the kitchen.
I was going to say, can you say some of the things that were started here?
Yeah, Two Birds Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
People might recognize because I've seen that at several restaurants around town and at the co-op. Lirio Chocolate, they're no longer working out of here, but they did start their chocolate business here.
They were amazing.
Yeah. Pedal Java started out of
Oh, huh.
the Central Collective Kitchen. Gosh, I'm trying to think.
No, Wood-Fired is
Wood-Fired
they're a
uses us as
right?
a
Which
commissary.
they're
Yeah, there are a
awesome
lot
as
of
well.
folks who,
Got
use
their
us as a
start.
commissary or
Yeah.
got started here.
Nice. So what are some of your favorite go-to places around town? I'm going to answer for Shawn and say Marie's.
Marie's
It's number one.
across the road.
Marie's and Skybox.
Marie's and Skybox. I mean, the Bijou, the bistro by the Bijou is, a perennial favorite for us. It's always great. It's been here for a long time. The owner's awesome. That's probably our go-to for, dinner.
Yeah, we also love Kaizen. We go there a lot. Adobo. Those are probably the top 3 places we go to the most
True.
in terms of eating.
Okay.
Other stuff, I don't know. We're
Do you go
here
to
so
many-
much.
Do you go to many shows or...
No, I don't like live music, but I've just got a Regal Unlimited card, so I
stay
got
positive.
So I got a music. I
Oh,
got
you
movies
mean
a lot.
Local corporation, Regal?
Yeah, see?
Regal,
I
future
just got
sponsor
the,
of the Visit
the Unlimited.
Knoxville WhyKnox podcast.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy Glowing Body, yoga.
Oh, we do go to a lot of Adeem concerts.
We go to Adeem the Artist concerts.
Yeah.
Sometimes they happen here. And I recently was cast in an upcoming production of River and Rail Theater Company's
Nice.
production of Sweat this spring in the Old City Performing Arts Center. So people can come see me.
Is
in
it
the show.
called Sweat this spring or is it called Sweat?
It's called Sweat,
And it comes out this spring.
and it will come out this spring.
Although Sweat this spring is
That'd
pretty
be
good.
kind of catchy, yeah.
Do you all get to the parks around town, like IAMS or the Quarry or anything?
I am not as often as I wish, but I actually started about 3 or 4 years ago. I would make really early morning pie deliveries, and afterwards I would go to different greenways. And I started trying to walk every single greenway in Knoxville, and I got over halfway. So
Yeah.
I've been thinking once the weather gets a little more consistently nice, this is my year to finish off the greenway walks.
When we get past the 40 days of flooding.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And how about you, Shawn?
Not as much as I should. I do love IAMS. I love the Quarry. The what's their quarry called?
Fort Dickerson?
Yeah, Dickerson. It's great. I do like going out there a lot, and in photography, I go out there a lot to shoot people like portraits. So it's always great out there.
What do you think about the changes around town?
Love them.
What changes?
Just the expansion, the growth of new restaurants. I would say the condos, but that may be a hot button topic. But like you all have seen it firsthand, because when you started here, Happy Holler was somewhat developed, but not as much as it is now.
Yeah.
Had Hops and Hollers open next door when you all?
They
No.
opened it after
we
we
bought
had
it.
bought the building.
Okay.
But before we opened.
Yeah. But now you've got like you all have
Yeah.
seen firsthand everything kind of change around here.
I think it's-
We got to see brick by brick Schultzbrow being built.
Yeah.
Literally brick by brick.
True.
So what do you think about like even just this part of town?
Love it.
Yeah, for this part of town, and that's really the only thing I feel like I can comment on because that's the only thing we've really seen up close and been part of. It's been very special because I think most of the development has been driven by local people who, they're the business owners, the people who are investing in it are on site. It's their passion, it's their vision. So it really, you can feel that it's really unique, really creative, and really locally based. It's not a lot of big, companies coming in and starting chains here. And that's the kind of development that I always like to see, where it's really rooted in the place and it feels unique and not kind of just cookie cutter expansion for expansion's sake.
Okay. And you just love it.
Yeah, nailed it. That's what I use for nailed it now.
So what do you think the future holds for this city?
Ooh, man, I don't know. I know what I hope it's not. I hope it's not like a Nashville future. That's insane, and you can't drive there, and you can't. It's just insane. It's too much, right? I want it to be, Knoxville's great now because it's the manageable size. You can kind of go where you want pretty easily and get around, and you still see all your friends everywhere you go. I hope it gets successful and more development, but not.
Overdeveloped.
Doesn't reach the breaking point,
Right.
which that's kind of hard to define, I guess. But you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah. And how about you, Deb?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it is great when there's both the audience, and the availability for people to be able to be opening new businesses, be starting new things. And I think that there's still a lot of room for that. Like I said, as long as it kind of happens at a pace that's sustainable.
Right.
And as long as one of the great things about the city, and one of the things that makes this city so great as a small business owner, is it is quite affordable to live here, or at least it has been. And so, as long as the growth kind of what am I trying to say? As long as the growth doesn't kind of grow
doesn't exceed the affordability.
And that it still is a place that's comfortable to live and affordable to live, because that is what makes it a good place for people who are small business owners to start out, is because they can actually afford to live here. And I hope that it stays that way.
Okay. Where can folks find you online and follow you on the social medias? For the Central Collective, they can find us on Instagram at central_collective, or just on Facebook, Central Collective. And the website? centralcollective.com. The Central Collective.com. The Central Collective.
The Ohio State University.
Collective.com.
And they can sign up for an email list? Or,
yes, all that stuff's there.
Okay.
If people are interested in fried pies, dalesfriedpies.com, or Instagram at dalesfriedpies.
Mm-hmm. My website is Poynter with the Y, Poynter, photoco.com. And Instagram is just Poynter_photo_co. Yep.
All right. Thank you all for doing this.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.